Make some noise. Adidi, Adidi.
So it's the 12th of September, 1985. The sun is just set, and myself and father are waiting in the middle. What we are waiting for is my brother to arrive from hospital. It was just 3 days before he had. As I sat in the living room, I'm brimming with excitement that I'm finally getting a younger brother. Something I've always wanted, because I was the first child of a marriage and I've been alone for the first couple of years. So, in walks with my mother, with my uncles who went to fetch her from the hospital, and there for the first time, I see my brother. Now this little thing is cute, and he's got like his chubby cheeks are big, and he cries a lot though. And he's got like these thin lips when he cries, he goes ah, in a bass when he's 3 days old. And I really want to hold him at this point, but my parents won't let me. Also leave a child, and they're like, no, like just Paula man, let him settle in. And all I can do is just watch him on the bed. Within 3 months, they let me hold him for the first time. And I just changed his nappy, and I put my little arms around him, and I'm trying to hold him and tell him not to put the neck, and I'm squeezing him, and I'm holding my younger brother. And then, right on me, and I knew right then, Chief, we are going to have a problem here. So for the rest of our lives, we've always had that relationship where he's my younger brother, but we always had a problem. I mean, I remember the first time we got these racer cars at our parents' sports. Because we were so close in age, they treated us like twins. So every time they got me something, they could get him exactly the same thing, right? So they got us these race cars, and they were remote controlled, they were wireless, and it was awesome. There was 2 boys playing with the remote control cars. And as we are zooming around the yard and in the living room, he steps on my car. As he comes past, he says it's an accident. I don't believe it. But he breaks the wheel, and this beautiful red Porsche I had is no longer functioning. We try and stick it together with super glue, but it always falls off. And I thought to myself, I knew we were going to have a problem. Things just kept getting worse as we grew up. Like this little tension between us built, because I was the most favored son, the one who did well at school. I never got in trouble. I had full attendance, full marks for everything, and yet he always seemed to struggle with everything. When his tests came back, they had crosses on them. When mine came back, they had ticks on them. When it's time to go to school, I'm dressed first and ready. They had to drag him into uniform, drag him out the house to make sure he goes to school. And every single time we knew he's the problem. And things only got worse when he got older. When he was 14 years old, he was arrested for the first time. He was arrested for burglary. Now understand, we didn't have much at home, but we had enough to eat, we had enough to go to school, we had enough to have some bit of pocket money as long as you worked with my dad in the week. There was no reason for burglary. We don't even know how he learned what he did. But at 14 years old, he was his first charge. Got arrested, the whole family got packed into the car, and we went to go bring him out. The whole family attended every single court case until he was cleared as a juvenile, first-time offender, and there just wasn't enough evidence to convict him. So he came home, and as he came home, we knew it's really a problem. So when things like that happen in the family comes together and tries to speak to the brother. The uncles come by and give him advices, the aunts come by and scold him. The whole community sort of looks at him and says, "Hey man, why aren't you like your older brother? John, look at him, prefect, the son 5. Why can't you be like him?" And these things are weird because children often grow up in the same household but turn out very different. So life carried on, and we would often struggle with my brother, and it got worse when when our father passed away. Now you must remember, it's not that I did not love my brother. I loved him dearly. I mean, I loved the surprises he used to put us in. He loved animals. What club were one day with one and you pick blue pines and as a But more than you're like, yo, is this my house? And then we all had to wait outside and call my brother out to come and remove his pet. The first time I touched the snake was because he decided to build an aquarium. I don't know where he learned how to build an aquarium, but he got pieces of glass with some silicone and he built an aquarium and then bought a brown house snake. I still wonder why it's called a brown house snake. But that was the first snake I ever saw, and I learned to get over the fear of snakes because he would say, Iba, I don't know. They will hold it for you. And then eventually you touch it, and then you realize it's not as harmful as you thought it is. Today, I don't have a fear of snakes. Because a brother of mine showed me that you can handle one without it. Today, I'm not afraid of dogs. Because pit bulls are things that were in the household with us. The first cats we had. Now you must know we can't attack at it. But I grew up with 9 cats in the house. So I brought one that got pregnant and expanded. Now we learned that cats are harmless. They're actually quite resourceful animals. So even though we used to see him as sometimes we have a problem, most times he was just my brother. He was quirky, he was different from everyone else, and he showed me love his actions. When I started working in 2003, things got slightly worse. At the age of 18, I was arrested. This time, it wasn't only just murder. It was also assault, attempted murder. They had burnt the house and the owner woke up, resisted, they beat him up, escaped, but he was identified. So they fetched him from the house and locked him up. And then started there, right there started the longest 5 years of our life. Now, I know system in South Africa is a slow, painful process. Every time he appeared in court, we understood that he had done wrong. No one said what he done was wrong. Who wants to see their brother locked up for the rest of their lives? So, whatever little money I was making, we would take it and hire the best advocate we can afford, so that they appear in court and maybe, just maybe, the sentence might be lessened. Or if we're lucky, dismissed. Appearance after appearance, we went to that court. Every time we did, we would spend a copious amount of money to get him on presentation. And as the years dragged on, the public interest, our extended family, his friends, all lost interest. And the only people who were there was my mother and my siblings. And we would still put together whatever we could just to make sure we have an advocate who can, you know, when the people goes there, you're like, yeah, that's why I'm paying. One by one, the witnesses that were involved, they dropped out because the case takes so long. And eventually, 5 years later, the case is dismissed. And he walks out after not having been for 5 years out of the prison system without a guilty sentence. And we think that right there, it will change it. As he comes home, he tells us that, yo, I couldn't move him. And as he tells the stories of what it was like to live for 5 years with people you never grew up with, people you don't know, to not be able to determine when you go to the bathroom or how you go to the bathroom, to not be able to go out at night, to call friends, to live according to someone else's window every single day. He comes back to us and he says, my life has changed. We welcome him back, we try and reintegrate him to society, but within 8 months, it's uncomfortable for me. And then he starts off slowly and there are people coming to the house we don't understand. Eventually we learn that, he's selling marijuana. I try to talk to him, but this time I cannot anymore in my life. I cannot spend another cent on him. I've spent the last 5 years of earning trying to get him out of jail. If anything happens, I'm charging him. So he upgrades from selling marijuana to selling a little bit of harder substances. All of us, right? Except you see, over the years, it started with friends, extended family, eventually the siblings alone left. But in the end, it was only my mother left, trying to change. The rest of us are suffering. I remember visiting home, and it was in early September, and we were at a club around the corner from where we lived. And as I went to this club, I see my brother there, and he's hanging out with his friends. And because he's my brother, I go hang with him. It's awesome to see him again. Because I don't get a chance to see him as often as I used to. He's a grown man now, doing his own thing, nothing. And then I tell him I'm going to Dino's house. Common friend between us. He's got a party. He's like, I'm going to the same place. Fantastic, let's go. And he says to me, I think I'll come later. Right. Hang out with me, there's something I need to conclude. If you can't, it's fine. I'll find my own way there. I'll meet you at Dino's house. I head over to Dino's house. He never arrives. We had a hell of a party. The next morning, my mother calls me and says, hey, you see your brother? And I said, he's probably doing his thing. He's gay. Right, he was okay, fine, no problem. A week later, my mother called me and says, hey, you see your brother? And I'm like, hey, Amaz, man, he just moves around. He could be in Cape Town, Durban, Amaz. This guy, he knows the way he is. 10 years later, my mother calls me. Now I'm worried. I cannot find you. So I think to myself, she's panicking that she always has. This is a grown man. When he's ready to come home, he'll come home. But to please my mother, we start looking for her. We start calling friends. We start calling the last people we saw him with. And we just cannot find him. It took us a month to find his body. You see, in South Africa, when you pass away like a communication, there's no way to notify anyone. There's no database you can look up. There's no way you can send out to all police stations, all hospitals, all mortuaries that says I'm looking for this person. You actually have to go one by one to each one of them searching for the person. So we started by the police stations because that's the most obvious thing. Like he's always arrested. And after visiting every single police station in Johannesburg and couldn't find him, we started thinking, what if he's hurt? Then we started calling hospitals, giving them identifying marks that we know of, asking them, do you have any unclaimed patients? One by one in the hospitals, no one knew. Then we thought of the worst and started visiting every mortuary we could find in the county. Eventually, we had visited all of them, and none of the mortuaries had. By this time, we have put out placards that says missing person. Our Facebooks are full of pictures of him so people can help us find him. But no one has seen him. In fact, the very last time anyone has seen him was the day I said goodbye to him and expected to meet him again. So eventually, once we've exhausted every morgue, we start the search again and go back to the very first one we started and recheck. And the first one they've gone to is the one that we found. You see, when we went the first time, we had not arrived. It's one closest to home. By the time we finished all the morgues and went back a second time, we had now been sitting there for 2 weeks. Unclaimed, unknown, no one's brother, no one's son. I went, identified my brother, brought his body home, and buried him on the 12th of September. First day at meeting, 3 days after. What's strange to me is this. He made every choice in his life by himself. And for years I believed I had nothing to do with it. But back then I didn't understand how one sibling can succeed off the back of another. It felt good to me when people said, look at that, right? But what I didn't realize that every time they did that, they were making a direct comparison to me. And over the years, he became exactly what people described as the imperfect one, the lesser man. And every time I did well, I would basically push him deeper into the soul. I didn't understand that. I was too young. As I grew older, I started to understand that small changes could have made a difference. I could have waited for it. There was no rush to party. The party's ending 2 a.m. Right? I could have waited for him and transported to the party and back. He would never. Because the way he died is that he clashed with the friends that he left with. They dropped him off at the freeway, or he stormed out of the car in the freeway. And as he was walking back home, he was hit by a truck. He was just holding back. And I just waited for 1 hour. 1 hour of my life. 1 hour. 1 hour of my life. I would have gotten to the party safe. There's something my father told me the first time I held my brother. He said, you're the old one. You are your brother's keeper. And I failed it. I just wasn't the brother's keeper. So now I live. He doesn't anymore. But every time I see someone who's walking a path that looks like me, the path my brother walked, something in me comes up and says, they might not be a brother. I might have lost mine. For that person, maybe, just maybe, I might be that brother's keeper. And I try and go about life helping him if I can. Because I failed him, but I'm sure I'm going to fail the next person.